Morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Saturday the 12th of December. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, it's a bullish start to the morning here. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 17,993 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 18,356. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from the morning high. It was at 18,312.7. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 18,500 to cap any upside. In the event of breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 18,663 and a resistance at 19,000 that will likely come into play. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 17,686 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 17,500 levels. Second major support level sits at 17,323. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting this early upside. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 narrow marginally on the 100 and the 200 also supportive of further upside through the day. Key through the earlier part of the morning, therefore, is to avoid a fallback through the pivot and break back through to 18,300 levels to bring resistance levels back into play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bullish start this morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fallback through the pivot at 546.78 to take another run at the first major resistance level at 558.07. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from this morning's high 555.44. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ethereum test resistance at 571.9 before any pullback. A fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 532.95 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 520s. Second major support level at 521.66 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram supporting this early morning upside. On the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 flatten on the 100 and the 200 as well. So keep an eye on that. That could begin to narrow, which would support further moves northwards. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot, break out from the morning high, 555.44, to then bring resistance levels and 560 levels back into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, bullish start to the morning. Litecoin's already tested the resistance level at 74.87 early on. So keep through the early part of the day for Litecoin to avoid a fall through the pivot at 72.4 and break through that first major resistance level to then bring 75 levels and the second major resistance level at 77.55 into play. In the event of an extended rally through the day, expect resistance at 80 to pin Litecoin back. A fallback through the pivot will bring the 38.2% fib at 71 and the first major support level at 69.72 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of the second major support level sitting at 67.25. Looking at the MACD, we've got a marked widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting this early morning upside. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 narrow on the 100 and the 200, supporting this early morning breakout. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot, break through that first major resistance level to bring the second major resistance level and 80 levels into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, particularly bearish start to the morning here with Ripple's XRP already testing major support levels. Key through the early part of the day, Ripple's XRP will need to move through that pivot level at 0.5577 to then bring the resistance levels into play. First major resistance level sits at 0.5874. Barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.5944 to cap any upside. In the event of a rebound and a breakout on the day, second major resistance level 0.6241 and the 23.6% fib at 0.6274 would likely pin back Ripple's XRP in the event of breakout. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the 38.2% fib at 0.5285 and the first major support level at 0.5210 back into play. Barring another sell-off that we've seen early this morning, should see Ripple's XRP avoid sub 0.48 levels, which is the morning low, Second major support level sits at 0.4913. Looking at the MACDs, had a bearish cross this morning supporting this early pullback. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 pullback from the 100 and the 200. So nothing conclusive to suggest that there is a rebound on the card. The key through the early part of the morning would be to move through the morning high 0.55212 and through the pivot level at 0.5577 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and you got the 38.2% fib and support levels in play through the day.